Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you that mid-range Forestcraft highlight. I'm going to be having two highlights in this, so if you're interested, stick around. I played these games on my Twitch channel, so if you don't follow that, feel free, go down the link below, follow that, follow me on Twitter, subscribe for more content. But yes, a mid-range forest deck, and it's a fairly board control deck. Like, your goal is to control the board and flood your opponent kind of quickly, but I wouldn't really call it aggro because it does have ways to sustain in the mid game. And you've got like your Omnis here, which is a 7 mana 4/5 that if you return to ally, it gets Storm, and if you return to ally cards to your hand, you summon 2 Alchemies. If you return 1, you summon 1 Alchemy, and it gives them Rush, and Alchemies are 4 mana 3/4s. They gain +1 when a follower comes into play, an allied follower. So basically, with 7 mana, if you return 2 cards to your hand, you get a 7 mana 4/5 with Storm, a 3/4 with Rush, and a 4/4 with Rush as well. So you run him, he's like a sort of big finisher, pushing damage at the end. You run I'm running 2 Cynthia, which gives you, so basically it gives an allied follower the ability to evolve for 0 evolution points. Not hard though, when she comes out of play, so it has to be a different one. And during your turn, when an allied follower comes out of play, it summons 2 Fairy Wisps, which can be really good to work with Omnis. So like this, the whole goal of the deck is to have a bunch of tokens, and you can keep flooding the board and keep pressuring opponents. So with that, you've got like card draw and tokens. So you run 3 Water Fairy, so it dies, it gives you Fairy token. Your Goblin Fighter gives you either a Goblin or a Goblin Leader. You've got Fairy Whisperer, which gives you 2 Fairy tokens as well. You've got Wellspring Elf, that when it evolves, puts a Fairy Wisp and Fairy into your hand, so that's more tokens here. But that's like your main tokens. So they all generate sort of tokens, they're really good. Disable Archer is just a solid 2-drop. And like if you play it for 7, it becomes a 5/5 and deals 4 damage. And anytime if you just play it normally, anytime you evolve another allied follower, it deals 2 damage to random enemies, so it can be used to clear certain things off the board. Genesis of Legends in this deck, because it's an amulet that gives +0/+1 in Bane to a random follower, and when you're generating a lot of small tokens, +0/+1 Bane is really important to clear like bigger like ward units, like things like Father Refinement or Delafiel in Heaven. You want to clear them, Genesis of Legend really helps with that. You run Lisa, because Lisa's just insane. 3 mana 1/3, it puts a low cost Forestcraft follower for your deck, so like your 1 cost Water Fairy, and then when it dies it puts a high cost, so it draws you 2 cards for 3 mana and a 1/3 on the board, so it's nice. And it's like selective drawing, where you know that you're getting a small guy that you can play out next turn, and a big guy that you can play out later on in the game. Last couple of things we're covering the decks. Devil Flower. Basically, when you play 2 allied followers and then play Devil Flower, you can destroy an any amulet, so that's there to stop things like Heavencraft and things like Hades, stuff like that. It works really well against. You run Jifnara just as like it's extra push damage, like it controls the board really well if you can evolve something else with it. You run in 3 mana because it's really versatile. So you can summon either a 2/3 with Ward or a 3/2 with Rush, and if you have both of them on board, the Ward gains Bane and the Rush gets Storm instead. And if you play it for 6 instead of 3, so it's good with a card, you can only put it on 3 and get 1. If you play it on 6, you get 2. And if you've also played 2 other cards this turn, and then you play it, the ones that it summons get +2/+2. So if you only summon 1, it'll get +2/+2. If you summon both, they will both gain +2/+2. So that's like the main deck. You're also running your Metra. This card's irreplaceable in the deck. I think it's absolutely amazing. Well, it's a 4 mana 4/3, and you always have a fairly big hand size, at least early, because you're generating a lot of tokens. So when you evolve her, she deals X damage to an enemy follower. X is the number of cards in your hand, so it's a really good way to remove a big follower from the board. And she also has the ability of Clash, draw a card. So anytime your opponent tries to kill her during combat, or she fights something the turn she comes in and evolves, she's going to draw your card as well. And finally, you're running 2 Sloon. He deals 3 damage to an enemy follower for 2, which is nice. He's a 5 mana 3/5 ward, and he deals 4 damage to an enemy follower if at least 2 other cards are played, and then he will deal 2 to all enemy followers if you've played 4 cards instead. So if you say turn 9 you play out 4 1-cost fairies and then him, you'll deal 4 to an enemy follower and then 2 to the rest of the board. But yeah, that is the deck list. It's really good. I was really enjoying playing it actually when I played it during the live stream, so I'll get into the replays now. It shouldn't take too long. So down here we've got a Heavencraft one here, and then we're going to go into the Dragoncraft one as well, because they're both fairly short, because it really shows how this deck should play and how it can do very well against these sorts of decks. So what we do here is we're starting off, and you see the hand's relatively okay. We send Jack Jeff now because I don't like having him early because you need to evolve something else with him. So if you play it on, like, say, turn 5, you can play 2 things and evolve it, but keeping it for turn 3 is not great, I don't think, personally. But so we get the Metra instead, and then luckily we draw the Water Fairy off the top, which is really nice, so we get the turn 1 play. Turn 2, we've got plenty of options, so they play out the Goblin. We just decide to match them with a 2-drop, and then push 1 damage to face, because the Fairy can't trade into the Goblin, so there's no point putting it there, because the Goblin could then kill Daisy Bow as well. And that would have killed 2 things for 1. So here he plays out the Zoe. We don't have an answer to Zoe, unfortunately. So what we do is we just play out Jafnar, and that will kill a Zoe if a Zoe comes into play. Like, if the Zoe attacks it, it'll kill it. So what we do is we also pick another 1 damage, obviously, keep pushing the pressure. It's not a lot of pressure, but it's a little bit of damage. It helps. So they play the Zoe to get the heal, which draws 2 cards, and then they trade the Zoe here. So what we do now is we decide to opt for the Wellspring Elf over Metra, because evolving the Wellspring Elf gives us the 2 tokens into our hand. The Fairy Wisp and the Fairy, which can then be used to activate Devil's Flower, because I was working under the impression that they had a Lana for next turn, which is something you have to do. You have to play with the idea that they're always going to have a Lana. So evolving that instead gave me the 2 tokens that are required to push the damage through, to, like, be able to remove the amulet if needed, and it didn't, luckily. So what I do here is I play Metra and evolve it. We kill the Bane with the Metra effect, so that the Metra can stay alive after trading into the Iron Knuckle Nun. So she trades here, draws us another card, so that's her draws 1 card so far, and then we get to push 5 damage to face. And again, we're saving these tokens so that we can play Devil's Flower and guarantee that we get the Destroy an Amulet effect off. So after that, like, we're in a good position. We play Cynthia, we use her ability to evolve this Water Fairy for free, because everything else is already evolved on the board. Metra swings here and draws us another card, so she's cleared 3 followers and draws 2 cards. So she's cleared 5 plus Delafield, which is 6, so 11 mana worth of followers and drawn us 2 cards. That is insane value. And then we just push the damage through, get the wisps, and they evolve. They concede because they can't win at that point. They clearly didn't have a way to clear the board. So that's the first highlight. Second one, we're going to hop right into here. It's this Dragoncraft game here. I only played 4 games last deck because I was doing the daily objective, but I'm going to try and play it more on stream as well, because it is good. It's like, I've got a 3-in-1 rating, like, win rate with it currently, which is not bad. So it's okay for climbing, but I'm more confident with Evolved Bloodcraft, so that's why I keep playing it, and that's why the videos are constantly Bloodcraft or Heavencraft, because I'm more confident with those decks. But yeah, so we're getting this game, Dragoncraft here. This is a prime example of why Dragoncraft struggles in the meta. This is a good way to show why Dragoncraft struggles, because, like, so turn 1 we've got our play, we play out the little Water Fairy, again we drew that quite nice. Turn 2 we get the Fairy Whisper, which gives us 2 more tokens in hand, then we push the 1 damage. And, like, this deck's really good early at getting things on the board, which is super good. So they don't do anything, which brings out this Apollo with their invocation. So what we do is we medic onto the Irate Forest Beast and just rush him into the Apollo, because that's a good trade for us. We kill it, he stays on the board, we push 2 more damage. So yeah, again, we're just keeping the pressure on. Turn 3, the Dragon Oracle gain an extra play point orb, but, like, actually they haven't done anything this game at all. So what we do is we play out the Lisa, play out a Water Fairy. So this is going to get another token, the Lisa's going to die and draws a card, and the Water Fairy will give us another token as well. So we've got a lot of things to give us our hand. Turn 5, they do nothing again, they play out the Heaven's Gate thing, reduces the cost of a Fairy, which is lovely for us, 0 cost Fairy, ideal. But what we do is we just evolve this, swing for 3, swing for 1, swing for 3, swing for 1, swing for 1, put them down to 3, and they just play out a guy turn 6, but they can't do anything. Like, they've done nothing for 5 turns against a deck that can pressure you. So what I'm saying is that's a good example of why Dragoncraft struggles, is against decks like this, you can't do nothing for like for 5 turns that doesn't work. Doing nothing for 5 turns just puts you in the position here where you're going to lose. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. I was just wanted to show off this deck. I think it's really, really good. Hope you guys enjoyed the deck list as well. And if you're interested, feel free to try it out. And again, remember you can follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch, and subscribe here for more content. Well, thanks for watching, guys.